I've had so many
Yeah, interaction with.
interaction with Kobe. Everyone's like, "Yo, you didn't get a pick." I'm like, "Nah, man. It's one of those where like you don't want to ruin the moment. It's
Yeah.
just memories that I'll forever cherish and I'll forever remember." And there's a time where like he's getting cut and I'm there cutting booze, and we're just talking about family, man. And Kobe's like, "Yo, man, like everything you're doing right now, bro, is for the family, man. Like building that legacy. It's all about the family. All your hard work you do, all your sacrifices, man. It's all for your family, for your kids." And I was like, "Damn, like that's real,
Yeah,
bro."
yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the Barber Star Podcast, brought to you by Suprema, hosted by the Marcus Harvey. This is where game gets passed, not gate kept. Suprema is the freshest the world's ever been. A virtual barbershop and professional network for barbers, stylists, and grooming pros who want more than just likes. They want legacy. Whether you're just getting started or you're ready to cut celebrities, executives, and athletes, we built this community for you.
Yes, once again, it is on. You know what time it is. It's time for Barber Star. Because, see, every star needs a barber, but every barber ain't no star. And today, we have a Barber Star, if the word ever meant anything. The one, the only, Vince the Barber. Not only is he the barber for the shop, Dior, Nike, Rogaine, Gillette, appointment by appointment only. Come on, man. Tell me somebody who got more. I can't find it on the flow. And now we about to get down to what you know. My man, Vince Garcia. Give it up to him, y'all.
No,
Normally,
appreciate you, man. Appreciate it.
normally I add a little, shit. You gonna see it when the post come out. You gonna see when the post come out.
Hell yeah.
And hey, man, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your truly busy schedule. Because see, a lot of people be saying, "Oh no, you busy?" Nah, bro, you ain't busy until you Vince busy. Vince right now is probably in a private suite at the airport right now. If I know him, to know him, because he's up there all the time. Hey, man, so tell the people where you at right now, Vince.
Man, I'm here at the Air France Lounge, about to take off to Paris for Fashion Week.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, so I'll be there. I'll be there for the rest of the week.
all right. Hey, man, we're gonna dive into that because that's some. But let's before we get to that, let's get to the first question that I like to start out with
Hmm.
every guest. Tell us the story of how you were bit by the Clippers, meaning the thing that really brought you in. Your first best haircut, like you could have been cutting hair all your life, but the first time you was like, "Ooh, yeah, I'm a barber." Tell me that. Tell me
Man,
the experience.
I mean, to be honest, it all started. I used to just do lineups and designs on all my homies, like seventh, eighth grade. I didn't know how to fade whatsoever. We had a childhood barber by the name of Kevin, so we used to go see him at his house once a week. But then, at the crib, I would just give everyone lineups with the Bic razors.
Word, yeah.
And then, I bought I think it was like a Remington or wall trimmer maybe. And I was using that to do
You can't say that. You said you got a Gillette razor. Come on now.
a Gillette. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even know if it was a Gillette one. It was probably those cheap Bic ones.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, I think I had like my first pair of trimmers. I just bought them I think I bought them at Walmart. I don't even remember where I bought them, but I used to use those to just draw on my homies, just do designs and stuff because I used to draw. I
Word.
grew up drawing, sketching all the time, so I had that artistry in me to just want to get down and like do whether it's like the Nike logo or the Adidas logo or suit. So, I used to graph and do graffiti and all that too, so I used to tag their names or last names, whatever. Start off by doing that, and then my homies were like, "Yo, like, give me a fade and a lineup." I was like, "Nah, fades are whack. Let me just give you one level. Keep it simple." And
You was already negotiating. You was already negotiating.
yeah, we had to start somewhere, man. But then I just came to Kevin. I was like, "Yo, I got to cut one time." I was like, "Yo, Kev, I need to learn how to cut, man. I need to learn how to fade." So sure enough, he just kind of showed me the ropes, gave me the basics, and then I just took my handful of homies, started practicing on them. Took me 2 hours, 3 hours, because as an artist and now barber, it's like we're perfectionists. It's got to look good because they're our walking billboards. So I mastered that part of it to be able to be like, okay, I'm comfortable with how this looks. Go out there, start spreading the word, and I just started cutting up all the homies. High school came, same thing, man. That was like my little side hustle, $5, $10. You know what I mean? Lunch
Yeah.
money, gas money.
Every money you need money.
Yeah, man. So I didn't know where, what I mean, I didn't know where it was gonna take me. It was a hobby. I think the fact that, that satisfaction of like having my homies feel good about it and come to school like, "Yo, I'm all fresh," and everyone started asking me for cuts. Teachers were asking me for cuts. I was cutting up my teachers. Like
Word.
that's when it was like, "Hey, you know what, man? Like this could be a thing. At the time, obviously, you can make good money off of it, enough to just kind of get by, but I didn't know where it could even get to. So, what happened was I finished high school, got into engineering for college. I did 1 year. I was still cutting hair, did 1 year. I was like, yo, this ain't it. I don't see myself waking up every day, doing this engineering stuff.
Yeah.
But I could see myself cutting hair all the time. So, I told my parents, actually, I dropped out of college and told my parents for like 6 months.
Word.
They thought I was going to
Where were you going to school?
this was still in Toronto, so I was going to Humber College at the time for engineering. So they thought I was going to school, but really I was going to the barbershops. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if a lot of people know. I mean, people probably know about it now, but back then, there's no such thing as like licensing for barbers in Toronto. So if you could cut hair and you got clientele, you got yourself a chair. So I used to go to different shops, see who had availability, who had a free chair, and yeah, went to one shop and they tried me out. That you got clientele. I was like, yeah, man. And sure enough, gave me a chair, and I just grinded it out from there, man.
What was that shop name?
That first shop was, oh man, what was that first shop? Signature Shears. That was the first one.
See, everybody has like their first shop has some type of real barbershop name. My first shop was not a barbershop name. It was called Doing It for the Lord. It was a Holy Ghost church.
Oh dang!
It was the same.
So people are getting blessed in more ways than one.
Listen, they had the church pants over on the wall. They had, man, it was an old deacon who owned the first barbershop that I worked at. I forgot his name, man, but he was an old deacon. He had a Harley, one of them retired guys, come up there with a whole bunch of keys and stuff. I ain't stop cutting no hair, man. Come on, you ain't got no clients. I thought you said you had clients. So that's dope, man.
That's dope.
So Toronto, man. So like, hey, you really were one of the first cats to really put Toronto on the map when it comes to barbering. Like, how did that even come about while you were in Toronto first, and then we'll talk about a little bit after that. But in Toronto specifically, what was that like really climbing the ladder of Toronto? Like you said, everybody wasn't licensed, but there still was a pecking order, and I know there was cats who were like the main guys. So how did that go?
Yeah, no, I mean, so I come from a small city called Mississauga. I mean, it ain't small now, but at the time, it's called Mississauga. It's like 25 minutes from downtown Toronto. And we had, some ill barbers we used to go see, obviously getting cut every week. And so I was just trying to work with these guys and try to see, if I could learn from them and whatnot. And the shop that I was at had like a legendary barber. He was a hairstylist as well, named Clint Anderson. Amazing dude. And he taught me a lot with the shears, Signature Shears, he called the shop. So like he gets down with the shears. And at the time, there's not too many, if you're a barber, you're just strictly clippers. Clipper and comb. That's it. But he was one of the very few that could do both. So that was like a big benefit working with him. But not like I worked at several different barbershops when I was still living out there, and they were all Jamaican ran barbershops. I was the only Asian. Yeah.
Like, what was that experience like?
Only Asian. It was, I mean, I grew up with, a lot of Jamaicans and Trinis, a lot of the Caribbean community in Toronto. So I grew up in that, man. Like, so I understand patois. I eat all the food. You know what I mean? Like, I was really in it. So like, majority of my clientele to this day are African American. Like they're black.
Yeah.
And I feel like I cut best with black hair.
Word.
And people just would walk in and look at me. And they would obviously just send me clients at the time, just strictly walk-ins. So like, everyone's all booked up, all the big heads, so they point at me like, "Yeah, go to Vince," and they're all like, "I don't know,
I don't know about that."
Yeah, so I got that time to time until they started seeing me cut, and then people waiting for their guys are like, "Yo, I'm gonna just go check out Vince, man." And then I built my clientele like crazy quick, and then I structured my whole business different, where I started doing appointments because I liked it better that way.
Yeah.
I could see how much I'm making. I could see how much, I make it this day, that day. And then it just changed everyone else to start doing that. And I think from shop to shop, that's all I kept doing was like just changing shit up and doing it my way to help like elevate that shop. And then when I felt like, there was no more growth for me there, I tried to look for another shop. I think it just got to the point where, like, I just started networking with everyone in the city, whether, tastemakers in the city. And
Yeah.
one of my best friends is a photographer, a well-known photographer. He shot every big name out of Toronto. Drake. And Drake gave him his name, Photo Will. And so he got called up to do a photo shoot for Chris Bosh when Bosh was on the Raptors at the time. Obviously, biggest player in Toronto,
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
Canada. And he asked him, like, this is when he had dreads. He's like, yo, do you need a barber? My best friend's a barber. He's like, yeah, just bring him on set. So that was my first taste of like A-list, celebrity, athlete, whatever you want to call it. Went to his house, lined him up, you know, left, did all that. 2 days later, he calls me. He's like, yo, you busy? I'm like, nah. He's like, can you cut me before the game? I'm like, yeah, simple. Line up, take down the facial hair, line it up, razor up. He's like, you want to come to the game? I was like, yeah. So roll to the game, and just that whole experience, as you already know, dealing with athletes, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how do I do more of this? But obviously, at the time, Chris Bosh is the only, big star athlete in Toronto. And so I was like, man, how do I do more of this? How do I start cutting up other players? I just love the perks that came with cutting up these A-list clients. And so, years go by, he gets traded to Miami. And when he moved to Miami, that's when I made the jump to LA.
Word.
And so, yeah.
Let's get into that. Like, you start running like Toronto. You and your homeboy doing the photography. You're killing it in the barbering. You're cutting Bosh now. Are you having other people from out of town now that you're Bosh's barber? Are you having other clients from out of town like starting to say, hey, who cuts who? Do you start getting that, or are you just strictly with Bosh at this point?
I got a little bit of that, not too much. It wasn't obviously as crazy as it is here in LA when I moved to LA. Yeah, it wasn't too much of that. It was mainly like his homies that were coming in town.
Yeah.
I probably cut like a few other guys on the team. No one,
So that's why
too big, but
the reason why I'm asking that is because that's a big jump to be like, okay, one of your main clients is moving out the country, and now you're like, you know what? I think it's time for me to move out the country. Like, what was the thought process of that, and then what made you choose LA versus Miami?
If you're loving this episode and want to go from listener to community member, check out our First Chair membership. It's the easiest way to join the combo inside Suprema. You'll get community access, feedback from top-tier barbers. So, if you're ready to be surrounded and supported, hit that link and take your seat in the first chair.
I just felt like for what I wanted to do, I tried out Miami. I tried Miami for like a month or so, and it wasn't it. I didn't see it as like a place to grow and, do good business. It's a place to vacation, party, whatever you want to do. But for me, I felt like LA, like I wanted to get into like the movie scene and TV shows. And, I felt like LA is the land of opportunity. And for me to tap in like the sports world, shoot, they got damn near 2 teams for every sport.
Yeah.
So like, I just felt like there's more opportunity out there for me. And everyone's like, why don't you just move to New York, man? I'm like, dude, it's just like Toronto.
Yeah.
And it's so close. Like so I felt like if I moved to LA, that's such a big jump coast to coast where I almost have to make it. I almost have to figure it out because I don't want to move all the way to LA and then it's like, oh man, this, I didn't make it work. And so I had to just move all the way back home. And it's just like, but a part of me just felt like I have to try it at the time for me to say like, okay, I tried it. And if it didn't work, it didn't work. At least I could live my life, without the regret of like, damn, I should have at least tried it out. I was young, I was single, no ties to anything. Yeah. So let me try it out now versus if I were to open up a shop, which I could have done easily, I'd be kind of trapped. I'd be like, I have something already in Toronto, so I can't just open something up, dip. What if it works out, which it did? Then what do I do with the Toronto shop? So I'm like, let me do this first. If it works, it works. If not, I'll go home, open up shop, and I'm good. I got clientele. I got everything going for me there. It's cool, but let me try this out. And so I moved in 2010. I was 23 at the time. So I've been in LA 15 years now, man.
Dang.
Yeah, and a lot has happened in 15 years.
I know. I want to get to it. I mean, that's amazing for you to even have that type of thought process because, like you said, a lot of people, and the reason why I'm glad that you brought that up is because there's a lot of barbers here who are going to be in the future who are going to be, relocating, whether it be to a different city in their own state, whether it be to a different state alone, or whether it be to a different country. There's going to be people who are going to like, yo, after hearing this message, they're going to be like, okay, I could start a shop right now, or I can go move. And I want to really go and tap into that a little bit more. What do you think were the What will you think were the pros and cons to you actually being in LA versus you having a shop in Toronto?
Well, before I made the jump to LA, I went to LA for like 2-3 weeks just to really, feel it out and like visit all the shops, like whatever like are the most poppin' shops. And I went to like every city, man, like from Hollywood to Beverly Hills to like even the outskirts, like the IE area and the Valley, and just visiting different shops. I kind of just get a feel for like, okay, what like how's the vibe? What's missing? What can I do that could bring a totally different feel? And I felt like that's what was missing versus yeah, I could open up a shop in Toronto and it could just be like not to say it could be like any other shop, but I think for me being a new face, a new person in this space in LA, like I could really make an impact, and I just felt like in Toronto, I grew up being like a shy dude. Everyone knew me as like a shy guy. Me moving to LA, no one knew who I was. This was my way to kind of step out of that comfort zone and really be more social and like really just use my voice and start really marketing myself and so yeah, man, I just felt like there was something missing, and I felt like there's something I could bring to LA that could really make noise. And my first shop was Capsule Barbershop, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, I felt, and I've heard from many barbers throughout the years, like, yo, Capsule was the one to kind of start this whole community, man, this brotherhood of barbers, and just really build, like literally build our community, man. And from Lee starting Barbershop Connect, like I met Lee before he even started Barbershop Connect. He used to hand out mixtapes, and he came to my shop to Capsule and was like, yo, I love what you're doing here, man. Like, I can't wait to see where it goes. Look where he is at now. Look where Barbershop Connect is. That started off as a mixtape, man.
As a mixtape. And that's the wild thing about a lot of things that people don't realize is like everything that's created probably had a different purpose prior to it being created.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you saw that there was something missing. What do you think you brought to LA besides just being a new face? What do you think you brought to LA?
Community, culture. I think just like the essence of barbering as a whole. It's not just a regular Capsule wasn't just a barbershop. It wasn't just a neighborhood barbershop for people to just come and get cut and leave. It was a home base, man. It was like a networking hub. It was a place to like not only like look good and feel good, but it's just a place to just I don't know, man. I just felt like I wanted to just create something really wholesome where people wanted to come into, like everyone comes to LA. LA is like such a tourist spot that I wanted Capsule to be one of those spots that you come to LA, I have to come to have to come to Capsule, and that's what it was able to become. You know what I mean? And I think for me, moving to LA, networking started cutting up like a bunch of the Lakers. I felt like I was able to tap in with different parts of the industry, whether it's like streetwear to sports to music, entertainers, to then when I opened up Capsule, I was able to bring all that there
together,
utilize those relationships that I built to have them help bring out Capsule and like promote it. And it was easy for them to just come in, get cut, show love, post it. At the time Instagram just started, so like it was a big deal, you know what I mean? So definitely a blessing, man. It was just one of those things where I had to take that leap of faith from Toronto and just try it out, man. And it it worked out for the best.
I like to call those things that you just described, where you have your connections in streetwear, you have your connection in sports, entertainment, music, all these other different things. I like to call that success clusters, where you as an individual meet several different people, and you even mentioned it with your boy who's a photographer. A barber and a photographer meet, and then they meet a PR person, and then they meet an assistant, and then they meet a PA, and then they meet somebody. All these people who may seemingly start off in a very, as a society would say, low entry point, always seem to rise up and continue those connections and rise the ladder together. And then, like you said, when the time comes, you're able to make a Capsule. And half the cats that you were like, when we were just running together, when we were just imagining and dreaming, now we all manifested what we believed that we were gonna have, and now we're able to bring it together in a hub such as Capsule. Man, like, who was your first Laker? That's crazy. You had to look up. That's crazy that you had to look up. That is crazy. You had to look up.
It was there were two rookies, is Derek Character and Devin Ebanks, and then from there it went to Ron Artest. It went to Ron Artest, and then from Ron Artest, obviously he was the plug to everyone. So at that time, every year, that was a time. The craziest part is that I moved to LA the year after they won back to back. Oh, when I moved to LA,
They were still on a
when I
high.
moved to LA, that's when they were started that downfall. So I was like, damn near almost every year was a new roster.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I've been, from Ron Artest, I was able to, and then there was that whole shift with like Jeremy Lin and Carlos Boozer and
Right.
Ronnie Price and Wesley Johnson, like that whole cast. And then obviously Dwight, when he first came, I was cutting him, which was a big deal. And I thought Chris Paul was coming. I was like, oh damn, this is gonna be tight. So there was, I was in there for a minute, every year.
I still hate Cleveland for that, man. I still hate Cleveland.
I know, but yeah, man, it was like every year I was at the facility. Every single year I was there cutting whoever it was. It was at least anywhere from 2 to 5, some 2 to 5 players, if not some of the coaches. And I've been blessed to be able to like be at the facility like while Kobe's there. There's times where I would beat Kobe and all that. All the stories with him coming in 5 a.m. 6, bro, it's true.
Well,
There's
yeah.
times,
Hey, you
yeah,
can't roll past that.
yeah, man.
So the beautiful part of being the Lakers barber, because that's what we're gonna consider you as, because there wasn't no official title. But if you're doing that many players coming, you're the official Lakers barber at that point. Like, tell me what was like the things that like really stuck out to you. Do you have a Kobe story? Because everybody got a dope ass Kobe story. I know
Yeah.
as a barber, you have to have a dope Kobe story.
Yeah, man. So I mean, so Kobe had his only guy, his barber he's used from the jump.
What's his barber's name?
Oh man, what was his name? Starts with a C. Oh man, it's gonna come to me. He's older black dude, man.
Yeah.
Super cool dude. It's gonna come to me. But so the funny thing is, man, like anytime, and mind you, they only had one barber chair at at this practice facility. This is when they shared it with the Kings.
Okay.
With the LA Kings. So they had like two different, I don't know, it just wasn't it, but it is what it is. That's what it was. So like they had one barber chair. Usually I would get there, most of the time Kobe's there early. So Kobe would be in the chair, his barber's cutting him up. And there's times where like his barber would cut like, I don't know, one of the trainers or someone that works on part of the Lakers organization. Kobe walks in, he's like, yo, out the chair, man. Like make cut, it don't even matter. Out the chair, man. All right. Kobe gets in, does his thing, but one of the most memorable stories I could say is that
he didn't even look at the dude. He just said, "Get up out."
he just like, yo, out, yeah. He's like, yo, you out.
The dude started taking the cape off himself before the barber could even do it. Or you can do that.
Yeah, here, man.
Yeah. No. You want my chain too? Come on, man.
Yeah, we just got started. It's all good. Just got like guideline off the head.
Guideline, play it all the way around. No. Don't worry about it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm good. I can finish this later. But no, there's a time, man, where like, and mind you, I've had so many interaction with Kobe. Everyone's like, yo, you didn't get a pick. I'm like, nah, man. It's one of those where like you don't want to ruin the moment. It's just memories that I'll forever cherish and I'll forever remember. And there's a time where like he's getting cut and I'm there cutting booze, and we're just talking about family, man. And Kobe's like, yo, man, like everything you're doing right now, bro, is for the family, man. Like building that legacy. It's all about the family. All your hard work you do, all your sacrifices, man, it's all for your family, for your kids. And I was like, damn, like that's real, bro.
Yeah. He always
and he's like, yeah, and he's like, yo, just keep doing your thing, man. And there's days where, because mind you, that's at that time, this is the time when he started seeing me more. This is that team when it was like I said, Carlos Boozer, Jeremy Lin, Ronnie Price, all those guys. And there's times I would get there like 6 a.m. and then Kobe comes in, he's like, damn, V, he beat me today, man. Yeah. So there's times where like I would see him first, or I'll go there thinking, oh damn, I beat Kobe again today. This dude's like in the shower, he's like, damn, you late, bro. I'm like, damn, man, this dude probably got here like 5 a.m. for real. But not his work ethic, just seeing that firsthand is crazy.
That's dope, seeing how like he was that detail oriented that he would even have like a running joke with you on like work ethic, like saying something like, hey, bro, you beat me today, or hey, bro, I was expecting you to beat me today, and I guess we need to check some stats real quick. Man, that competitiveness, man. So you start cutting, man, and like, bro, man, like you start becoming not just like the Lakers barber, but it starts going crazy, bro. Like we got the shop. How did that even come about? How did the shop come about?
Man, the shop. I met Mav like, man, years ago, and I met him through just mutual friends. Mm-hmm. And so he tells me the idea, and it's crazy because one of the dope memories I remember cutting Mav was during the decision, that whole decision with Bron. I was cutting him, We were watching that shit. Like it was just that moment was crazy. But anyway, I get a call that they're trying to shoot a pilot in Toronto All-Star Weekend. When was that? 2013?
Mm-hmm.
2013, 2014, Toronto. And they're like, yeah, man,
That was
it's
Kobe's
called The
last one.
Shop.
Wasn't that Kobe's last one or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. And they're like, yeah, it's called The Shop, just come out. So it was me and Nick and Scott Famos. They had Famos come for that one, and it was just a pilot. So we did that. We didn't know where it was gonna go, and then man, we just stuck with it. We just kept shooting episodes here and there, and then we hear that HBO picked it up, and we're like, shit, this is crazy. So then with that, man, we just literally just started shooting, man, and here we are. There's 8 seasons. We're on our 8th season now. So just that experience alone, man, like Braun being Braun, just having that repertoire with him and being able to like be in the same rooms as him and just meeting that whole team, him, Rich. So
Mm-hmm.
I would cut Rich, Mav. Like if Nick's not available, I'd be there to take care of them. When Braun moved out here and Nick didn't make the move yet, I was taking care of, the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
And just again, just being part of the shop, man, like I've been able to meet dudes I've idolized growing up, and from Hove to fucking, everyone you could think of.
Yeah.
Will Smith, fucking Martin Lawrence, Tom Brady. I mean, the list goes on. You've seen the people we've had on the show, so like just being in the same rooms as them and like hearing them, just talk speak their minds, and it's just crazy, bro. It's a
What
blessing, man. Just being a part of that all.
What do you think is the best part of? Because a lot of times people talk down about being a celebrity barber just because, in my estimate, a lot of times it's just because they're not one at that time.
Yeah.
But I really want people to understand how grateful all of us that I know of are. Like
Hmm.
every time I see each other, like we look at each other like, oh, you made it one more time. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're not too high to think that we're supposed to be in this situation or this position, and we're not too low to think that we don't deserve to be in this position or this spot. So like, tell me what you love the most about being connected in this realm of barbering.
I mean, first, I never really liked the term celebrity barber just because, again, I'm sure you already know, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? It's just, but I think, yeah, it's definitely a blessing to be trusted with these A-list clients and, wanting us to take care of them. And I think a lot of it goes with, yeah, trust, professionalism, and just doing what you do, man, and just keeping it at that. Like I think more than anything now is the easy, and any barber could be a celebrity barber right now. It's too easy to cut a celebrity right now. It's with social media, it's easy, you know what I mean? And I think at the time back when you and I, Kenny, a lot of us OGs in this
Yeah,
game
yeah,
have
yeah.
been doing this for years. Like at those times were tough. It wasn't that easy so for us to still be where we are now, 10, 12 years later, still doing it. I think that just goes to show like how we are, personally, how we carry ourselves is a big deal. Again, just professionalism, man, and being trustworthy with knowing who's around you. And I mean, there's very few of us that are still doing what we've been doing for the last 12 years, and that goes to show that shows a lot about who we are individually.
It does, man. Like I said, man, I've always been a huge fan of what you were doing, even at Capsule. Before that, I know when you were doing Capsule, and I remember, me coming out to barber cons and barber expos and all this other stuff, and I'm coming out to the West Coast, and me and you both at the beginning of our careers, kind of like really launching. I'm in
Hmm.
Atlanta. Atlanta is kind of a miniature LA, as they say. You know what I'm saying? It's the black Hollywood. So I'm always blessed with having a lot of people come and visit. But just for you to be a part of that elk of being in Hollywood and not be Hollywood, tell the people how you're able to be, because there are some barbers who are in Hollywood who are Hollywood and they don't have your resume, no matter if they've been there before you, were raised out there, and you have literally probably one of the most celebrated careers of a barber in history of barbering. So tell us that. Tell us the difference on that.
Man, I think it's just how I was raised. You know what I mean? I was never one to like talk highly of myself. Don't get me wrong, like I'm truly grateful and blessed for everything I've been able to accomplish, all the opportunities that came my way, the people I've met and cut. But I think it's just one of those where like end of the day, I'm I'm just a barber. We're just barbers, you know? And I feel like, yes, like you said, there are people, not just Hollywood, but everywhere else where they feel and talk and walk as if they're bigger than the person that really is that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I mean, it's yeah, it's cool that might get you some likes and followers and this and that, but end of the day, man, it's like you got to remember that all these people are looking at how you are and like how you perceive, like how you show yourself, how you show up, you know what I mean? And obviously with social media now, like that's all clients look for, like, oh, who you want to send? Which barber? Oh, let me see their IG.
Yep.
No, man, he doing too much. You
Yep.
know, so for me, it's like I literally just try to keep it simple. Go show up, do what I gotta do, feel the room. If they talking a lot, then okay, I could be a little bit more social. If not, do what I gotta do, get paid. All right, man, I'll see you next time. You know what I mean? I think having that formula has worked many, many times for me. I think, and it's just, you know, just keep your head down, keep working, and everything else is just gonna come towards you.
Serious about growth? Then don't just stop at listening. Step into our appointment only tour. We can't wait to see you share your wins, promote or find gigs, and even get featured in our exclusive member spotlight. This is where barbers get seen and grow together. Book it. Hit that button, livesuprema.com, and let's do this thing.
You know what I mean? So like I'll pull up to trade shows and there's like, you know, me meeting up with like the Kenny Duncans and like yourself and other people. And then there's the younger generation barbers come in and they're like, oh, yeah, what's your name, man? Like, what do you do? And then, you know,
Oh
there
man.
could be other people beside me, like, yo, y'all don't know who Vince is? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's all good, man. Like, I'm not that type of dude to, you know, me. I'm not all over IG, and it's just I do what I do, and if you see it, you see it. If you know, you know. And I kind of like it that way, where I'm not like like you know, a big face in the spotlight. Like, it's just I love the whole if you know, you know type of deal, man. And I just kind of run with that, and you know, I just keep it moving, man. My whole thing is like I just try to keep things going and growing. You know what I mean? Whether it's my own, I try to create my own lane, my own path, and whoever wants to hop on, and like I try to teach and create more opportunities for other barbers and other people, and that's just been my thing, man.
Yeah. I mean, even talking about your teaching, man, you used to do a whole tour, man. Tell me more about the tour that you used to do back in the day. And are you bringing it
Yeah, man. I might bring it back. I know once pandemic hit, we kind of just,
slow
you know,
down with it?
everything kind of slowed down. Yeah, I used to do tours. Like people are like, yo, you don't cut. I mean, you don't do classes like within the US. I was like, nah, I like doing things internationally. One, I want to try to help build out, like help build the barber community outside of the US. Two, just showing them our ways of, you know, doing it out here. And three, just getting to know their culture, man, and like exploring the world that way. I'm blessed to say that a pair of clippers was able to take me literally across the world, man, from
Across the world. And
yeah, like Europe and Southeast Asia. Like, mind you, you know, I'm Filipino. My parents born and raised in the Philippines.
Hmm?
I went to the Philippines for the very first time when I was 30 years old. And what brought me there? A pair of clippers, man.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? And so like, you know, I used to do these South Asia tour where I would do Indonesia, start off in Jakarta, then go to Bali, and then Guam, Singapore. I flew in the Philippines that years, what is it, 8, 9 years ago.
And how many
So yeah,
barbers?
man, I just feel
How
like
many barbers did you have at these?
it was great, bro. I never even knew there was barbers in Indonesia at the time, and I'd have classes from like maybe the first class was maybe 30 people, then 50, then Singapore was like I think 65, 70. Bali is such a small island. I think I had like 65, 70 barbers there, and people were flying in from different parts of Southeast Asia to just come see me and like because they're not used to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for something like this to come to their was huge, and that's the reason why I wanted to do more international stuff like this versus those, you know, Miami, New York, Atlanta, like different cities like that where we all kind of know what we do versus these guys have no idea how we do it, you know what I mean? So I'd love to share that and share my story to give them you know, give them that push and motivation, like, damn, there is a way for me to be bigger than this, you know? And I
Yeah.
think for what we do, this is the whole purpose, man. Like, I still do this because for that reason, I want to show that there's more than if you want to be behind the chair all day, it's all good, but just know that there's other ways to make money and to put your work out there in different ways where, you know, it ain't cheap anymore, man.
Hey man, hey bro, you know what's funny? I ain't gonna front. I almost got emotional just for a second, randomly, because it just hit my mind as you were saying it, man. Like, why we do this stuff, You know what I'm saying? Like you said before, man, we don't even really think about it as being celebrity barbers. It's a title. And it's a title of what we do and who we specifically service a lot of times. And one of the things that you said, that a conversation that me and Kenny Duncan had on the Barber Star podcast, go check out that other episode, was trust transferred. And something that you were showing is like how you're able to, you know, transfer the trust of like you said, the number one thing that you have is that your clients can trust you. Like, you know how to read a room, you know how to keep things on the low. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we not even, I don't ask no deep questions when it comes to this thing, because we know there's a code to it, man. You know, we have the closest access to pretty much anybody, to any of these celebrities. When we're doing a razor line, we're hearing everything they got going on. We're hearing their mindset. We're hearing what they're beefing with, that nobody knows that they're beefing with. We hear all those different things, and you know, we're just there to just be dope. And and you've been doing that for many, many years, man. I gotta ask you about the Suns, man, because you have two of the coldest killers in NBA history, and two of the wildest spectrums of freshness, right? We got Rick Fontaine, Pretty Ricky, what they call him. And I hope you hear this, Devin. We call you Pretty Ricky, Pretty Ann. You know what I'm saying? Cold-blooded killer, Devin Booker, and then you have KD. Sometimes I don't care about no brush, and then the other times we see, Vince got him right. Tell me about those two guys, because man, those guys have been a definition of your last 5-6 years of, you know, who you are. So tell me more about those relationships and how those came about.
Man, with Book, it's funny. I just got back from Phoenix last night. I flew out there to cut him.
Okay.
But see, all that started was right after the bubble, man. Literally right after the bubble, he had hit me. He was out in LA, and I started cutting him up there. And shit, he was just, by the time it was time for training camp, he was like, "Yo, you fuck with me in Phoenix?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, you know, make it make sense, and you know, for sure, I'm there. It's quick flight, 45 to hour flight." And so, yeah, man, sure enough, we were able to make something work out, and I've been with him ever since the bubble. I'm in Phoenix once a week, man, once a week, just taking care of him, and you know, just giving him that freshie.
Yep.
And then once I seen KD come, KD's been on my bucket list from, I'm sure, every barber's bucket list, you know, and I was like, man, I gotta just one time, let me just, you know. And so when I cut him for the first time, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, just, you know how it is as barbers, you gotta learn. What we see is one thing, but to really see it in person firsthand, it's like, okay, now I could kind of see, how to make it work, and how to, first cut, I got it down, but I felt like the next cut was going to be even better, which exactly what usually happens. Because now it's like, okay, I see where I could have done this. You know what I mean?
I tell all my clients, hey man, give me 3 cuts.
2-3 cuts is
the first one you're gonna love. The second one I'm gonna be getting comfortable, but the third one you're gonna be like, oh, that's the look. You know what I'm saying? So like, how many cuts you be giving people? You say like 2-3?
I'd probably say 2-3, man. And so like, you know, I had my own technique already. You know, I figured it out. And then even like when they were at the Olympics in Paris, I was trying to make it out there, but there was nothing really, like the bang wasn't right. So I was like, you know, I can't do it. I ain't gonna do it. So the homie that was out there with Team Canada, he actually ended up cutting Book and KD.
If growing your brand, building connections, and access to knowledge is a priority, then our fully booked tier is for you. Get access to exclusive podcast shoutouts, in-person and virtual events, discounted tickets to masterclasses and workshops, and extended office hours with the founders and top industry mentors. It's everything you need to sharpen your business, not just your craft. Tap in now at livesuprema.com and let's lock in.
And so I was able to kind of tell him, like, yeah, this is how I cut his hair. Just, you know what I mean? I'm going to let you know, because I don't want you to show like, damn, how do I do this, you know? So he was able to get him right, man. He said, yo, thank you for that, bro. I was like, yeah, no, for sure. And I think all that goes with like the whole trust thing, man. You already know, me, you, Kenny, we be sending each other people. Like,
yes.
It's going so, like, perfect example. You know, when Ben got traded to Philly, I was like, yo, Ben, I got the best dude in Philly. Boom.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Shit, even with you, Luda, like, yeah, I gotta hit my hit Marcus. Like, whoever's in Philly, Atlanta, I already got y'all on speed dial. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's where it goes back to the whole trust thing of having your clients trust you. And for me, it's like I'll take care of my clients, whether it's me or someone else, you know what I mean? And they know that, which is dope. And I don't think it's all about, no, it's got to be me. It's got to be me. Like, no, man. End of the day, there's, as long as you're taking care of them outside of you, they'll always come back to you regardless. You know what I mean? And I already know they're in good hands. So it's like, I think that's what barbers have to get used to, man.
And and I'm
they're
glad,
too like,
and I'm glad you
you
said
know?
that because that's what Suprema is. Oh,
Yep.
Suprema is literally that. We're trust transfer where we do not feel like there's any gatekeeping. We like to get all of our top clients to all the top barbers. And if you're not a Suprema barber, there is a way that you can become one. Just go to the link in the bio. You'll see all that stuff. But yes, sign up to be a part of the membership. Sign up to be a part of the community and the network. The network is where you want to be at. So that's where we have these conversations of like, hey, my client's coming here. We have the part called the perfect cut. It's how my client likes his haircut. These are the information.
All detailed. Everything's
all
there.
the detail. No more having to go into each other's DMs, figure that stuff out. You're trying to get into the superstars DM. That's not gonna work. You gotta get us. We got you, baby. So come through, Suprema.
If you know you're meant for more, the network is calling. This is where trust is transferred. Join the network where serious barbers position themselves for next level success. Opportunities to cut celebrities, executives, and athletes. Get exclusive mentorship and join private conversations with founders and industry legends. The difference is who you surround yourself with. Lock in your spot today at livesuprema.com.
Okay, back to that. Thank you for that little shameless
Of
plug.
course.
That's what we're powered by Suprema. Thank God. But so speaking of Paris though, because right now you're in a lounge in the balcony, a little quiet spot, because they know how ballers do at Air France right now. You're on your way to Paris because you are the head U.S. barber for who?
Dior.
Dior.
I didn't even know there. Hey, I didn't even know there was such a thing.
How did that
crazy?
even come about?
It's wild.
Oh man.
Hey, like I said, man, I keep my head down, keep it working. Wake up one morning, check my emails, and I'm like, oh, Dior, ship, and I was like, okay, let me dive into this and like really see what it is. And we talked it out. We negotiated for a few months. It wasn't something like, oh damn, yeah, like, whatever it is, I'm down.
Yeah.
I just really had to make sure, like, yo, I'm at the point of my career where if you just want me to just post product and all that, I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Oh,
I had to tell them.
about that. Don't rush
what
off
I mean?
that because a lot of times, us as barbers, we talk about everybody knows what partnerships we have, but certain people don't know how we negotiate those partnerships. So when it's their turn to have those partnerships, they get lowballed, they get because like I said, you were able to kind of. So what were some of the terms that you were looking for? You don't have to be very specific, but you still can be broad to be able to know exactly what they should be looking for, what barbers should be looking for when it comes to big brands.
I mean, shoot, I get DM'd, emailed all the time, man, from barbers like, yo, like, how do I structure this? And I'm like, yo, send me the scope. What did they want from me? And then I kind of help them, figure that out for them. And, I've been working with brands for years where like there was no blueprint. I had to kind of, figure that part out and see how it made sense. Like, yeah, so I got lowballed, but then you learn from that, you know what I mean? And so for me, it's like, again, if it's something where like you just want to post product and at first, yeah, if it's your first thing, like maybe it works for you, then yeah, do it. But for me personally, it's like, no, one, it has to fit my brand. Two, I have to really like fuck with it. You know what I mean? But three, it has to make sense for me. And again, like kind of what I tell brands now, it's like, I want to be able to utilize, I'm in the space 20, 23, 25 plus years where I'm at the stage where I want to utilize my knowledge and my expertise in this grooming space. You know what I mean? Like brands coming to you is like, okay, they're coming into your world now. So like, you got to kind of speak up and be like, yo, I want to actually have an imprint on promoting this product or this brand. So like, let me get involved in the nitty gritty of marketing it and whatever it is. I want to be in those conversations.
So
I don't want to just
meetings.
Yeah, so I don't want to just be given, here's a product, do it like this, post it like this. You know what I mean? Like I want to kind of be involved in creating the product, whether it's creating it or having my opinion on, no, we should do it this way or do it that way. So when brands come to me, like that's now where I'm at, where I want to really be part of this whole, this whole department of grooming, and really helping it grow in the way it's supposed to, and not like, if you're a big brand and you have a grooming line now, you're depending on the name to push the line. Like, no, we as barbers, we know what's needed. we know what shouldn't be in these products and whatnot, and like how to really market it to the masses, you know. And I think that's where me and you, a lot of us that have been in the game for so long, that's where our expertise comes in. You know what I mean, and I think for the younger barbers trying to get brand partnerships and brand deals, it's really one, like work on your brand. And two, just really know your worth, man. You know, and if it's something, a product that you really believe in, and it's something you feel like you could help elevate the brand and bring it to other eyes, and you know, really help it grow, you know, make it more marketable or whatnot, then you know, there's a price to all that. If you're connected to certain things and certain people, brands want, you know, want that network of yours. There's a price to that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and sometimes if you're scared to name that price, then you're never gonna get, you know, what you're worth. And I feel like you got to just speak up, man. And you know, I've used this term a lot. I know a lot of people do too. Is like closed mouths don't get fed. So
Straight up.
if you don't speak your mind and speak what you want and your worth, then you're never gonna get that back. So
That's dope,
that's
man.
that's just things I've learned along the way.
So with Dior right now, you're on your way over there for Fashion Week. Tell me more about how that kind of works out. Like what's that whole experience like for you out there?
Well, again, this is my third. I just signed my third year with them. My first year going to Fashion Week, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna cut, you know, backstage for the models, and they're like, oh no, you're not doing all that. I was like, what? Like, what am I? So pretty much my job is as their as their groomer is, I pretty much take care of all the VIPs that attend the show. So, and then I get to attend myself. So I get to kind of give them the whole experience with the grooming products and, you know, just kind of giving them, yeah, a great experience of, you know, Dior Sauvage and what it entails and what we're about. And just obviously they're gonna show up looking good, but they're gonna feel good and look fresh too. So that's kind of my job. And then I get there, get to meet with the team. Like my main team is based in New York, but then, you know, there's a central Paris team that all the shot, you know, they call the shots. So I get to link up with them, see what's in the works, you know, see what's coming up, and see how I could help with bringing those to life.
That's dope, man. Before we get off, I know you got to get to your flight and stuff of that nature. Before we get off, we want to do this. I know that you have had Capsule before, but now that you kind of before I even get to that, I got to ask you about two haircuts that you did that went super viral, right? And they are Super Bowl haircuts. One with the Travis Kelce joint, man. Tell me about that how that was going down, man. Like, because you've been cutting Travis for like years, right? Like, and how did that even come about?
Yeah, man. I mean, I got linked with him. So after he won his first Super Bowl, I was in Chicago, and I think we connected in Chicago for All-Star Weekend the week after. And my homie knows his manager and was like, "Yo, you in Chicago? Like Travis Kelce needs a cut." And I was like, "Shit." So I went linked up with him, and you know, he fucked with it, exchanged contact, and then ever since then, it's just, you know, every time he's in LA, you know, he'll just hit me up, and obviously all his commercials, all his shoots, all done in LA. So you know, he would just hit me up for that. And then that one cut went viral is when he won his second one, and he had the beard, and was like, "Yo, Vince, I'm taking all this off." I was like, "Yo, I'm documenting this shit."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, for sure." So I hit my photographer. I'm like, "Yo, I don't care what you're doing. Like, Trav's on his way to the house. Pull up."
Yeah.
So then, yeah, we documented the whole thing, man, and that was crazy. It was a crazy moment to cut all that off. But shoot, not only that, and then, you know, the Jalen Hurts. I was able to cut Jalen for his very first Super Bowl, where they lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
this was in
that had to be
Phoenix.
wild. So you cut both of them while you were there too, right?
No. Patty cut him. Patty cut him for that Super Bowl. And then I cut Jalen for that one.
So wait, y'all switch kind of clients at that time?
No. So Patty cuts is Travis's original
main.
That's his main guy. So he usually cuts them for like all his, you know, damn near pretty much almost every game he comes out there. But for the Super Bowl, no, Patty cut him for that, and then I got plugged with Jalen through all my guys at Clutch, because he's part of Clutch.
He a Clutch guy.
And
his agent, she runs the football division now, right?
oh, Nicole, yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah, killing it, huh?
She killing it, man. But yeah, man. So that was my first time cutting him, and for my first time to cut him for the Super Bowl was crazy. I was like, damn, I hope they win, but then I'm also I ain't mad if the Chiefs win too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so it was dope seeing that. Yeah, so it was dope that he, you know, Jalen ended up winning last year, man. So, but yeah, it's even same with him. Like anytime he was in LA, I would come cut him up. But it's funny because once I posted that cut right before the game started, everyone was just blowing my phone up. And then I was at the tailgate before going into the game. I see Dame. Dame's like, bro, I might need that cut you just gave Jalen. I was like, I got you, bro. You
Yeah.
know, so like, I mean, I've been cutting Dame Lillard for years now too. Man, he used to just pull up to the shop all the time.
Yeah.
But nah, man, yeah, it's pretty dope, to say that I cut, two of the best dudes that played in that Super Bowl.
Late in that Super Bowl, man, you get MVPs and legends, bro, and legends. Speaking of MVPs and legends, this is one of those. This is the question I was going to ask you, man. So you ran a legendary and an MVP type of shop. Many beasts came out that shop. Right now, if you could start over just right now, and you had a 5-chair shop, you being one of those chairs, who are the other 4 barbers I'm talking about nationwide that you would want to?
Dang, man.
And it doesn't have to be because they the nicest. We're not talking about you the nicest, but it could be personality, connection, style of cutting, all that stuff.
Man, that's tough, bro.
Yeah.
The funniest thing though is that for me to mention some of these names, none of us would probably even be in the shop
Yeah, that's the whole.
because of the shit we're doing. Damn, that's tough. 5 chairs, me one of them, so 4. God damn, that's tough, bro.
Hey man, hey, things are tough.
I know.
Isn't they tough?
I'm trying to see.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody that sensitive, man. Just say somebody. Just say some folks. First 4 on your mind.
It's funny because we're all damn near everyone that I would think of are all shop owners. But if I were to just create an ill team, regardless of what it is that we do, if we're just all in a shop, man. So it'd be me. I'd have you because I mean, man, you start conversation, bro. You'd be the joke. You'd be the comedian of the shop, which every shop needs. You'd be the one talking to every motherfucker. I say me, you, Kenny, Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
And who would take that last spot? Damn.
You tough boy.
And then I would probably pick. Oh man, who would even be that 5th one?
You got to give me a lady. You got to give me a fly lady because you know what I'm saying. We got to bring them all in.
Yeah, no, I'll pick Soph then.
Okay. Yep.
Sophie, yeah, that's Sam. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I seen her growth from the jump too. So to see where she's at now from when I first met her, as far as like she was just really quiet. Oh, dude, she's killing. I love seeing that, man.
Man,
but yeah, that would probably. Oh, that's a killer 5, man.
Hey, that's a shot. Hey, that shop. Haircuts are $7,000 coming in this month.
Yeah, bro. You gotta be paying retainers for that. That shop's on retainer.
We call it on retainer, not on retainer. Hey man, tell us a little bit before we do go. Tell me about the you starting, appointment only like that, like bro, like that was genius. To, like you being a traveling barber and to come out with a travel kit. Tell me about that process, how you came up with it, and then we out, man. And I appreciate your time.
Man, well, I just, again, from doing this for so long, I used to always just carry a backpack and a case of clippers, and clippers be bouncing around everywhere, getting chipped. I was like, wrapping them in towels and trying to just, keep them secure. And I was like, man, how come no one's come out with just one thing that to just hold everything, man? And so bro, I worked on it for like 3.5 years. I just wanted to be the first to create something that was needed for the industry, man. And I know everyone's been blowing me up like, yo, what's going on with it? We've kind of been silent, quiet for a minute, just obviously with the tariffs going on and all the other bullshit going on in the world. Like we kind of just took a pause. But it's funny because I just got the new sample in yesterday. I'm bringing it to Paris. We did, this was a general light size. We actually just made, a few different additions to it.
Okay.
So I'm trying it out in Paris. You guys will see, mock-ups of it soon, and we'll have it for pre-orders in the next little bit, so you guys can stay tuned for that, man. But we're also, going to launch like a lifestyle side of the bags, not just barber related. So, just trying to do something different, man. But this is what I mean, where like us barbers could tap into product development and different things to, one, help boost our industry and community, but 2, to just help barbers out there. Everyone's mobile now, man. So like, that's why I was like, let me try to figure out how I could tap into this market and, help elevate what we do, man.
Hey, dope, man. Hey, bro, I know you got to catch this flight, man. if you could give us one dope Vince gem that we can give to all the barbers of this world, man. Whether it be about
Man,
patience, the career, family, whatever it may be. Tell us what you think.
man, I just say, stay true to yourself, stay humble. I mean, that goes such a long way. Stay hungry, stay motivated, man, and just know that there's a bigger purpose in what we do. It ain't just about the haircut, man. It's about, how good we make people feel, how good we feel, that satisfaction of seeing them smile once you turn them, face them to the words of mirror. And just, man, just be real, man. Just be a real one. Look out for one another. Yeah, man. Just be you.
Just be you, man.
Yeah, just be you.
Hey, man, bro, I truly appreciate you again. As
I
you know,
appreciate you too.
we've known each other for over a decade now. Every event we've seen each other at, from All-Star weekends to Super Bowls to award shows to barber expos. I know we see each other at least 5 to 6 times a year. Sometimes it feels like, and on 2 different coasts. And I appreciate you for trusting me with your clients. Again, I also
Likewise.
appreciate you for taking care of my guys when I'm able to, send somebody your way. Again, bro, all success to you. Thank you so very much. This has been an episode of The Century, guys. We have Vince Garcia, Vince the Barber, Gillette, Rogaine, first pitch at the Mets game of opening day. What has this man not... And he just opens his eyes and goes to his emails and finds all these dope opportunities. Who would have guessed it? We would have guessed it. That's why we are to Barber Stars. My man, I truly appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Love you. Be safe.
You. Love you too, brother.
Drink a lot of champagne on your boy, brother. You know what I'm saying? Drink a lot of champagne. You feel me?
Got you. Cheers to Suprema.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Long livers, baby. Long livers. Thank you, brother.
Exclusive
bro.
mentorship.
Success.